Now it's time for Jack and Ori Sean.
Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to Jack and Ori Sean. Are we sitting comfortably? Then I will begin. Gaze on the bearded symmetry of my facial features and pipe, for I was not always the Captain Birdseye Seaman kind of guy that you're looking at right now with your eyeballs. No, you might not believe me, but I used to be a baby. I don't normally divulge that sort of information because people talk about me behind my back. They say things like, "Do you see that bloke over there? Aye, the guy who looks like a combination between Andy Serkis, Harry Enfield, James Dean Bradfield, that Zach Galifianakis or whatever you call him, the guy with the beard off The Hangover, and Jeff off Biker Grove, all rolled into one in that. Aye, him. Well, he used to be a baby, you know. Before I was a baby, I was a spunk. Yes, I remember it like it was a week last Tuesday. I raced with millions of other spunks to the egg, and I'm not one for bragging, boys and girls, but I won. It felt fantastic. It felt how I imagined Suzanne Boyle would have felt if she had won Britain's Got Talent. Bless her. 10 years and 9 months after I was a spunk, I was 10, and I dwelled at the top of a back lane when... Hang on, wait a second. I've just realised I don't actually speak in a posh, dramatic voice normally, so I thought I would be normal and just talk the way I normally do. So it was 10 years and 9 months after I was a spunk. I was standing at the top of a back lane, the squeaky-voiced whippersnapper that I was, and I thought,
I'm quite bored. I've got some time on my hands. I think I'm going to commit this walk to memory so I remember it when I'm an old git. So I started walking. I'm taking everything in. I've got my Gola trainers on. I've got my naff coat. I look heavily buffed. Then I stopped and I turned back to where I once lived. And I thought, that Sean who started this walk down the back lane isn't me. He's a previous Sean, whereas I am present Sean. And I continued walking down the back lane. There's a door, there's a dog shit, and then I stopped. Then I turned back and I thought, that Sean who just moments ago stopped to look at the other Sean, he's not me neither. They're both previous Seans. And I continued doing this again, all the way down the back lane. And when I got to the bottom, I stopped. And I turned back and reminisced about all them Seans that I once was. And I thought, this is it. I've cracked it. This is life. Because you see, I'll always be Sean. I'll just be a different kind of Sean. God, I'm clever.
Jesus Christ, I was a weird kid. I really was. I'm the first to admit it. Unlike now, of course. All the other kids on my estate used to play with their toys. I didn't. I used to bury mine, and then I would dig them up a month later to see if they had turned into a fossil. The universe is made out of atoms. I'm made out of atoms. Take them atoms down to a subatomic level. That's pure energy. I'm a child of the universe. Once I met a slug. Tum-ty-tum-ty-tum. Hello, Mr. Slug. What are you doing lying in the middle of the floor? You're going to get trod on there, man, you daft get. Don't worry. I'll pick you up and put you in the bush. I'm a child of the universe, you know. Mwah! And then I realised it was a piece of cat shit. So I washed my hands in a puddle and then dried it on the dog. It's okay. She didn't know I was doing that. She just thought she was getting a stroke. Shelley was her name. She was a ginger boxer dog. Woof.
Now, Shelley wasn't allowed to sit on our sofa because she used to scratch it, but I didn't care, so I used to let her. Then one day, me and my friend David was sitting watching the telly. Shelley was sitting next to him, and my dad walked in and said,
"Get off the sofa, you little ginger twat."
Then my mate Dave stood up and started to cry because he was a ginger lad. He was 28 at the time as well. Well, I really hope that video relieved your boredom. I was so bored last week I shaved off all my hair. This is what it looked like before then.